Hello everyone, it's Matt. I want to welcome you back. Today's video, I hope, is an interesting one for you because we're taking a look at this post-apocalyptic looking abandoned furniture store, and that's really the best way I can describe it. When I was walking around this place, and you're going to see it, you can already see it right here, it kind of felt like I was walking on the set of like The Walking Dead or The Road, something like that. This place was really run down. And we're in London, Ontario, and if you know London, Ontario, there's a lot of buildings like this, so it's not shocking. It's very run down in a lot of areas. So this location was one I passed by before, but I didn't go and film it. But I knew instantly once I drove by it that I was going to have to take a look because, it's creepy looking. It's definitely really creepy looking. My first impression, I thought it was some kind of factory, and I'm not totally certain what this place fully was, because you'll see at the front, we'll see some signs that tell us that it's a furniture store, and there's like a few stores in there. But then you see something like look in the shot right here. I think that's some sort of conveyor belt, like something that you put like on a, like a little trolley, and you'd put something in. It's not a boat. It looks like a boat, but it's not. Like it's some sort of big cart. And I'd be like, what kind of factory, or what kind of furniture store, what kind of furniture store has that inside of it? So if anyone knows exactly what was going on in this building, I would love to know. And you'll see later on too, there's like barrels. They're using it like this. You'll see what I mean. It's it looks like a factory, but it says furniture store. And you'll see inside you can see what they're talking about with furniture store, because they still have a lot of the doors and the windows and the cabinets and all that stuff like that. It's still inside. So you'll see what I mean. But then something like this, I'm not totally sure. And I should also note, right beside the place, there's actually a furniture store. So I was wondering, did they move? But it's not the same name. I looked, so yeah, if someone could tell me what's going on in this place, I would love to know. As I was walking around this area, in the area we just saw before, it reeked. It really smelled bad. It smelled like, I'm not kidding, like human feces, and a mix of human feces and urine, and it was really gross. But more alarming, as I was wondering, I imagine that there's probably some homeless people staying here. Now I poke my head inside right here, and you can kind of see what I mean. This place was full of stuff. And I go here for the first time, and I didn't have my light with me because I was just planning on getting the exterior shots first. So I'll come back later in the video, and I'll walk inside a little bit, about as much as you kind of can, because the floor is really bad, but we will return, so stay tuned for that. But we're gonna go on the outside of the building first, and then we'll see some interior shots. And I'm actually pretty surprised I didn't see like a homeless camp back here. And again, this is in London. And if you don't know, like London, I believe, is the homeless capital of Canada. Like if you actually count it like homeless people per capita, it's the capital of the entire country. So they're everywhere. And it's really sad. And I thought, this building, you got to imagine some people are living in here, which is hard to believe because I stepped in and the smell was really bad. It was musty, other smells. It's really gross. And yeah, that was a Toys R Us cart. I don't know where that came from, but that was quite the sight to see. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Miss Toys R Us. Here you will see an example of one of the entranceways of the building not being closed. Like it's still open. Like you can walk in there, but you can't really because they put a bunch of junk right in front of it, almost as some sort of barrier to stop people from getting in. And you'll see this at the front of the building too. Like there's a big open entranceway. And of course, like that's, it's too big to like board up. So what they did, they just stuffed a bunch of crap right in front of it. And you know what? To their credit, I guess it did the job, at least on this one. The other one, not so much. But you can see it's... Yeah, I mean, that would be... I'll put it this way, I'm not walking over that stuff. And there's a respirator, which would be a good thing to have if you're going inside this building. We will return to this back area of the building later in the video, which is really where I think you feel these really sad post-apocalyptic vibes. Like it looks like it's some sort of zombie apocalypse walking in this area. It'd be a great place to shoot something like that, minus the safety hazards, which there are a lot. And you'll see a few more later. But I ended up walking, after getting a few shots here, I ended up walking back to the front, so you'll see that in a minute. Back here, there's not really much. It's just kind of an industrial area. And off camera, off screen to the right, that's where the other furniture store is. And it's hard to believe we're just sitting right beside this wasteland, really. Probably the best way to describe it. Alright, so here we are back at the front of the building, which doesn't look more appealing than the back of the building or the other sides of the building. It all looks equally run down, decayed, ugly, quite frankly. But at least we get to see a few of the signs. You can kind of piece together the fact that these were retail stores, like maybe a few of them together, it seems like. And by retail, so something that sold like doors, windows, cabinets. So, I use, because we'll see further down here, there's a sign that says furniture store, and there's one that says retail store, like right here, right? So like a construction retail store. It's just incredible that they didn't take anything out of it. They just left it there, rotting and decaying. I mean, I see it a lot, but it's just one of those things, like, why, if you lost your business or you're relocating, why would you leave it all there? It's very interesting. Here is that other example I was talking about of an entranceway to this building being wide open, but they dumped a bunch of things in front of it almost to act as some sort of barrier. But this one's a lot easier to get in, although you can see just how bad that floor is. It's really bad. But again, wait to the end of the video. I'm going to grab my light and I'm going to walk in a little bit so you can get a bit of a better look. But first we're going to walk around the rest of the exterior. So just be patient. Now, this was quite the sight. So I walked over to these containers, and they're just littered all over the ground, and I was like, are there chemicals in there? Luckily, I kicked them gently to figure it out. No, they are in fact empty, which is good. But there's definitely areas around this building where I was just wondering, like, were they just dumping chemicals? It wouldn't be a first. But yeah, no, it's not good. And at the back over here in a minute, you're going to see some water that I feel like if you wanted to take a drink, you might get cancer. You might just get cancer. You'll see what I mean right here. Cut back to the front of the building, or near the front of the building. Now, of course, we saw this staircase before, and of course, I was going to climb it a little bit. You can't get inside that way, although I don't think I'd want to walk there anyway, especially on the second floor. And you can literally see through that window. You can't even see the interior. It's just stuffed with junk. Here's another look inside, and you can, again, see it's a mess. And I also wouldn't recommend doing this one. Don't stack cinder blocks to use as a platform to get a good shot. But yeah, again, just another look inside. At least this building does have some open air in it, like it's not totally enclosed. So if you're inside, you're not totally breathing in the worst things. But okay, I know what most people like to see of these buildings, and they want to see the inside. So it was very dark around here. Yeah, so I got my light. That is an interesting sign. I don't exactly know the origin of that. Like, why did they have that? I can figure the windows they were selling and most of the stuff they were selling, but yeah, hard to say. But anyway, you're going to see what I mean by not wanting to walk around this building, because the floor, well, you weren't even touching the floor. You were actually just on wooden planks that were wet, very soggy. There's glass everywhere. And again, this is like common stuff for these type of buildings, but like the floor is littered with junk. So I walked in a little bit here. I also thought I heard someone walking around when the camera was not recording. That could have been anything. That could have been wind, but I mean, I'm certain people are walking around here. But yeah, there's a little look inside there. But have no fear. Yep, we are going back to this area. And I'm going to walk in here a little bit too. And you will see, yep, it is just as bad. I mean, look at this stuff. Just an absolute wasteland. Oh yeah, and if you want a one-way ticket to Tetanus, there's plenty of options right in the front of the building too. But anyway, we're reaching the end of the video. I gotta wrap this up. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me speak, and I will see you in the next video.